Hi everyone, welcome to today's One Card Wonder Wednesday. I'm going to get my video to pull up here and hopefully it will pull up just fine. Yay! Now I can see if anyone's on here or when you join in. Hi Sandy, how are you? So today I'm going to make a really cute snowman card, and I use the Let It Snow bundle, which includes this snowman season stamp set, but I'm not using any of the snowman stamps. That's the crazy thing. I'm only using the designer series paper, but I am going to use this snowflake cluster stamp for the card. I'm just going to set that aside. I wanted you to see that before I started. I'm also going to use Celebrate the Season. This is from Itty Bitty Christmas. This set has some really fantastic, right to the point Christmas sentiments that I love. So I hope you like it as much as I do. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to use is a piece of Whisper White thick cardstock. You score it in the center and then go ahead and fold it over. Use your bone folder to make sure you get a good crease. Once you have that, you're going to cut another sheet of Whisper White cardstock, and this sheet you're going to run through your embossing folder, the subtle 3D embossing folder, just to get that little bit of texture on there. I love this folder, it's fantastic. Hi Fran, how are you? Now I'm going to adhere it using some Tombow glue this time, because I have been finding that when I use especially the subtle folder, I'm not sure why, but the Tombow seems to work better, so I'm going to use Tombow. Normally I use snail, but I'm going to use the Tombow glue today, and that way you can see how well it holds as well. I used a lot of it yesterday helping a friend of mine put together some advent calendars, and it worked fantastic. I mean, I've always known that it works fantastic, but normally I just use my snail adhesive. So once you get that done, you're going to take a piece of Smoky Slate cardstock. Hi Sharon, hi Melanie, how are you? A piece of Smoky Slate cardstock, and once you get that cut, I'm going to give all the measurements in my blog, but once you cut it, you're just going to snip the corners off. And when I do this, I snip one corner off, and then I lay that corner over the other side, and so I can snip it. And I usually just use my paper snips, but you could use your paper trimmer or whatever you want to use. So this is what's going to go on the front of our card. Now, I didn't show everyone the card yet, because the card that I had, I mailed out for World Card Making Day, and I just haven't had a chance to make another one. So I've got a picture pulled up on this over here on the side on my computer, and I'm looking at that photo so I can make sure I get everything right. So once you have your Smoky Slate, it's gonna lay on your card in this fashion, but we're gonna put it together before we get it on there. Now, as I said, we're gonna use the designer series paper from the Let It Snow. And now I took my snowman builder punch, which I didn't bring over to my desk. Let me grab it. I'm sure you can hear me yelling from across the room. I've got my punch. And then because this paper is so fantastic with these already glittered snowmen, you can just put your punch right in there. It will fit this snowman and punch it out. I've already punched one out, so I'm not going to punch one right now. Actually, I probably should, because I don't see my hat there. So I'm going to go ahead and punch one out, because I need this little hat, that red and with the white polka dot hat with its actually snow flurries is what it looks like to me. It reminds me of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the snow flurries on the cartoon. I don't need the carrot, I don't need the arms, but I did need that hat, so we'll just use this snowman here. He is going to go on the bottom of your card in just a minute, but before we put him on there, I took a piece of Whisper White and a piece of Pool Party, and I cut just some little triangle trees. Now, if you have, I know Stampin' Up! Used to have a Christmas tree punch that was a triangle shape. You could use that and just cut the little trunks off, because I didn't put trunks on mine, but I just cut mine just from the cardstock using my paper snips. And so the first one is going to be the Whisper White one that we're going to put down first. And just use a little bit of Tombow or snail, whichever you want to use. Like I said, today I'm going to try to use more Tombow than snail, because I keep mentioning it in my videos and I don't use it as often as I use the snail. So just go ahead and put this Whisper White tree down, but put it so you have a little bit of a border at the bottom because you don't want it all the way at the bottom. Then you're going to do the same with this pool party tree, and it's going to actually go closer to the bottom, your pool party tree. And as you can see, because I cut my trees by hand, they're not exactly even. They are not like perfect triangles. I guess you'd call them perfect triangles. I don't know. I also took a sheet of that designer series paper that has the trees on it, and you can see where I cut my trees out. I cut one of these larger size trees, I cut a smaller size tree, and then I cut one of these rounded flirty flamingo colored trees. Now I'm going to turn these over on this larger tree and the smaller pine tree. We are going to put some dimensionals on the back of those. Now I'm going to use a large dimensional on that bigger tree, but I'm going to get out some of my mini dimensionals for that smaller tree. Hi Laura, how are you? I'm going to get that on there. And what I want to do is, since I glued these both down, and you could put this one actually, I think on my original one, I put this one on dimensionals as well, but it really doesn't matter. It's however you want to layer it. Hi Chrissy, how are you? I'm going to take these backings off from the dimensionals, and I want to put some dimensionals on the back of my snowman as well, because I want him dimensionaled up. And now because he's a little bit longer, I'm going to take and use 3, but that third one I'm going to have poking out at the top because that's what is going to hold my hat in place. So once you get your hat the way you want it, I kind of want it on a little bit of an angle because I think it looks cute like that. Then you can take your backings off from your snowman. All right, we have those ready to go. Before I put them on, I want to do one quick step here. I want to take actually I need my 3/4 inch punch, but I only see my 1/2 inch punch here, so we're just going to use the 1/2 inch punch. It's going to look a little small on here. Oh, actually it doesn't look too bad. And I'm going to actually use snail adhesive for this part because I want to punch a hole in it right away. Now, had I put it on here at the beginning, I could have let the Tombow dry and then punch through it. And just take a small hand punch. This one is a smaller, we don't sell them at Stampin' Up! Right now, so you can use whatever you want, whatever punch you have, and try to get right in the center of that black dot. Of course, I didn't quite get in the center. Close enough though. I don't care. I'm not worried about it. So I've got that done. We have this other little tree. We're going to Tombow that tree on. But first we're going to get our little snowman here on the left-hand side. And because of the way I cut the designer series paper before I punched him out, he's nice and flat on the bottom, so he fits right on the bottom. Now, if he was still rounded, that would still be okay, but I kind of like the way it looks like that. Take your larger tree. He's going to go over here on the right-hand side. We'll put a dimensional on the back of this flirty flamingo tree as well. All of these smaller trees will dimensional them. And just kind of put them at different heights and variations on there. So now you just have like a little forest next to your snowman. Now I'm going to get out a sticker, and it's a cardstock sticker, and it is from the Most Wonderful Time medley. So these stickers are part of the Most Wonderful Time medley. I think it's on page 39 in the catalog. But I wanted one of these star stickers on here. So I'm just going to stick that off on the right-hand side. And now if you don't have the Most Wonderful Time medley, it's one thing you need to buy. I am doing a video series starting tomorrow on my blog, 5 days in a row, showing all the projects that are on that page in the catalog, and I believe it is page 39. So now that we've got that on there, go ahead and get out some snowflake sequins. These come in the Still Scenes bundle. Or not the bundle, but they come with the stills on this page that the Still Scenes bundle is on. So I like to dump them out a little bit. Now yesterday when I was working with them for something, I didn't dump them out and they were harder to get out. So I'm like, I better just dump them this time. And we're just gonna put some Tombow dots here and there And just start with one, like start with, because there are snowflakes, there are little stars, there are little round silver sequins. I'm gonna start with just a few snowflakes first. And now that I've got a couple of snowflakes, I'll go ahead. Actually, there were a couple of sequins stuck together right there. I'm gonna scoop that one off. Sometimes they do stick because they are very staticky, but with the tip that's on this, take your pick tool. It's so easy to just go back and look, it's still sticking. There's another one stuck on there already. You can just go back, grab it, and it'll hold it down. Now, I'll put a couple of the little silver sequins because I just want it to be like a little snowfall scene, but kind of whimsical. Obviously, it's not going to be a perfect snowfall scene because it's not real snow. Get that one on there. Probably should poke it with this. Now my finger will be all sticky. That's one of the mistakes I do make. There are these gorgeous, you can hardly see them from where you're at. You probably can't, but they're kind of clear. But they look really pretty once they're on there and everything is dry. I'll put a couple of those on there. It doesn't take a lot, but I'm one of those people that likes a lot, so I'm gonna add a couple more. You can do as many or as few as you want, or you can do none. I mean, it's completely up to you. Obviously, it's gonna be your card. You make it however you want it. I'm even gonna add a couple to the trees here. Why not? Throw a couple in there. So do any of you have the Let It Snow set yet with these cute little snowmen? Have you used it? Have you not used it? This one is iridescent. We're gonna put that on there. Those other little clear ones weren't iridescent. This one's an iridescent one. You might be able to see the sparkle once I get it off from the tip here. I really love these snowflakes. I think they're gorgeous. And there are some little, I'll pull one up. There are some little iridescent stars, and there are some little white stars as well. And they're a little bit different in shape. So they're fantastic. So if you wanted to use them on a starry night project, you know, something. I know they use them, I think, with the penguins in the catalog. And I thought they looked really cute with the penguins. All right, I need to stop talking and just get some little pieces stuck on here. I'm jabbering away and not getting a lot done. All right, one more snowflake, and then that should be good for this one. And then we'll start finishing up this card. Now that I said one more snowflake, all I'm getting is 3 or 4 pieces stuck together at the same time. There we go. We'll use an iridescent sequin. That'll work. So once you get that, you've just got a lot of little sparkles all over your card. I'm gonna kind of scoot these to the side so I don't end up knocking them on the floor. Let's hope I don't knock them on the floor anyway, because you never know. Sometimes I do stuff like that. Wouldn't be the first time, let's just put it that way. We are going to use 1/2 of one of the pearlized doilies that are in the catalog. They were new last year, and so this is their 2nd year in the catalog, and they're fantastic, and I love it. Adds just a little more sparkle to the front of the card. But first we're gonna take a piece of Whisper White twine. Doesn't need to be super long, but long enough that we're gonna be able to tie it through or thread it through the hole on our card. And then I'm gonna tie a knot at each end of the string because that'll keep it from fraying, but it also really, oh shoot, I just messed up my sequins already. I'm telling ya. This is why it's funny when I do stuff on camera, because you never know what's gonna happen, right? Valerie is definitely real when she crafts. Don't mess around. If it's gonna get messed up, it's either gonna get messed up while I'm on camera or off camera. It's not gonna make a difference. I'll put 2 sequins back on there in just a minute after I tie the knots in this, now that my fingers are sticky from the glue. Probably should have tied this first. So just tie a knot in them. And then I'm gonna trim that off because I cut it a little longer than what I wanted, but I wanted to make sure I had enough that it made for an easy easy to tie that knot in there. Grab my scissors, just trim that off on the ends. That'll keep your baker's twine from fraying too much. And it doesn't, I mean, it doesn't really fray a lot. The Whisper White doesn't, but just as a precaution. All right, let's get a couple more sequins back on there. We've got another snowflake here. We'll throw that on there. And we'll throw another one of these. Cute little, if I can get a hold of it, cute little iridescent sequins on there. So now I'm going to flip it over very carefully. And I have to be very careful so I don't knock those sequins off. So let's see what happens, right? I'm just going to put one on each corner, one in the middle. And actually, this side I want on, this side I don't want on yet, and I stuck it on there already. What I want to do is I want to take this doily, just going to lay it on here so I can see about how much of it I can have sticking out. Pretty much most of it. It's only a half a doily, but I'm going to use those dimensionals on the back right there. They will hold that doily on there, so you don't have to use any extra adhesive. Now, if you wanted to, you could run snail, and I think in my written instructions on my blog I say that you can run snail down the side here and then stick that doily on, and that works great too because it holds it in place. And I'm only holding it like this while I'm taking this off is because I do not want to mess up those sequins that I've already pulled off once. Or normally I would just lay it flat. So get this on here on the front. And then we are going to take a piece of, it's about a 1/2 inch wide. This is Pool Party cardstock. And we're going to take the Celebrate the Season from the Itty Bitty Christmas stamp set. I got so many different things in my way here. We're going to stamp that onto that Pool Party cardstock. Like I said, it's about a 1/2 inch, and you can cut it about a 1/2 inch by about just over 2 inches, and you'll probably have plenty. But I need my paper snips. There we go. Because I was working with my friend yesterday, my paper snips are on my work table behind me, so I just grabbed them real quick. So you're just gonna snip this so it's a little banner tail. And the first time you snip it, if it's not the way you want it, just go back, take a little off where you want it, because sometimes one end is a little longer than the other or whatever. Get that done. You're going to trim a hole in the back of it, or in the back of it, on the left-hand side of it. We're going to lace one of these little, I'm so afraid I'm going to stick my hand in that. Lace one of these pieces of Whisper White through it. And then just quickly do a little tie. It doesn't have to be perfect. And if you have glue on your fingers, you're going to be sticking to it like I am right now. Then take a Stampin' Dimensional or two, it doesn't matter. I'm going to put two. I'm going to put one toward the top, one here. And now you can always layer this first and run your baker's twine through it first before you even stick this down. But on this one, I wanted to do something a little different. I wanted to do it this way and then maybe just tie that in a knot, and then you've got those two little pieces, and there's that same sequin that I pulled off before. It's fate. That sequin's not meant to be there, I don't think. There we go, got it back. And then you just have your little tied piece. Open up your card. We're going to get some Pool Party ink, and on the inside we are going to stamp those little snowflakes just in the top right corner. You could do it on all four corners. You could do it on this side of the card, wherever you want to do it. For this card, I just wanted to do it on the top right corner. Just make sure I've got it inked up. Those little snowflakes are so cute. I think I need to re-ink my stamp pad. But there you go. Voila, it's done. That's it. You just get that all done. Get that stamped on the inside. That is today's One Card Wonder Wednesday. Like I said, tomorrow, and I'm going to post at 6 p.m. I'm going to do the beginning of a 5-part series. It'll be recorded videos. They won't be live videos, but it's going to be on my blog. It's going to have all the information, how to make the projects on page 39 in the holiday catalog. Project 1 is tomorrow night, and then for 4 days after that, so 5 days in a row, I'm gonna do like a video series. So I hope you join me for that. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you taking time out of your evening to watch me make this super cute card, and have a great rest of your Wednesday evening. Bye.